The meeting is booked for next week. I'm going to ask for a raise, but every time I try to practice what I'll say, my mind goes blank. I think, what if I say the wrong thing? What if my manager just says, no, we don't have the budget? What do you even say after that?
Then the problem isn't what you plan to say. The problem is the story you're telling yourself about the conversation before it even begins.
The story? I'm just trying to get paid fairly for my work.
Most people believe asking for a raise is a confrontation, a test, me versus the company. They think they need to prove their personal worth, and if the company says no, it's a personal rejection.
That's exactly how it feels. It's a very personal conversation.
That's the belief that creates the fear. A successful salary negotiation is never personal. It's a business meeting about a business problem.
What problem? The company seems fine with my current salary. I'm the one with the problem.
The problem is a misalignment. The value of your role has grown, but the compensation for it has not. Your job is not to ask for more money. Your job is to present a clear, logical case for correcting that misalignment.
Okay, a case. That means I need to start by listing all my big achievements, right? To show them I've been working hard.
That sounds logical. It's what most people do. They start the meeting with a long list of everything they've done for the past year. They believe this proves their value.
And what's wrong with that?
It immediately puts your manager in a defensive position. It frames the conversation around your feelings of being under-rewarded, not around the company's goals. The manager hears, I've done all this and you haven't noticed. You haven't paid me enough.
So I shouldn't talk about my achievements? How do I build my case then?
You do, but not at the beginning. You need to establish a different starting point, a different foundation for the entire discussion. The opening of the conversation must be built on a shared premise.
A shared premise? What does that mean?
It means you start by talking about something you both agree on, the success of the team and the company. You could start with something like, thank you for your time. I'm really enjoying my work on the new project, and I'm excited about the direction the team is heading.
That feels a little slow. I want to get to the point.
It's not slow, it's strategic. It establishes that you are on the same side. Your first step isn't to ask, it's to align. The premise is, we both want the business to succeed, and this conversation is about that.
Okay, I can see that. It feels less like a fight. So after I set that positive tone, then I list my achievements?
Then you provide the business rationale for the meeting. You don't present a list, you present a narrative.
A narrative? I'm not a storyteller, I'm an analyst.
A business narrative is simple. It connects your work to the company's success. Most people say, I completed the X project, I organized the Y event, and I improved the Z spreadsheet. It's just a list of tasks.
That's exactly what I have written down right now.
It's not effective because it forces your manager to do the hard work of connecting those tasks to business results. A better way is to choose 2 or 3 of your most significant contributions. Then, for each one, you explain the situation, the action you took, and the result for the company.
So instead of I improved the spreadsheet, I should say what?
You could say, in the last 6 months, our team was spending about 10 hours a week manually inputting sales data. I built a new automated system that cut that time down to 1 hour. That has freed up the team to focus on new client outreach, which is helping us hit our quarterly targets.
Ah, so it's not about my effort. It's about the result of my effort.
Exactly. You are not asking to be rewarded for being busy. You are demonstrating how your increased skills and responsibilities have delivered measurable value. You need to substantiate your claim of increased value with concrete evidence.
Okay, so first, the shared premise, we're on the same team. Second, the rationale, a few key examples of value I've created. What's next? This is the part I'm most nervous about, the actual ask.
This is where most people make another mistake. They either state a number that feels random, or they ask the manager, so what do you think? Putting the manager in an awkward position.
I was planning to ask what they think. It feels safer.
It feels safer, but it's less helpful. It stops the conversation. Your goal isn't just to get a yes. Your goal is to make it an easy and logical business decision for your manager. So the third step is to introduce objective data.
You mean telling them what other companies pay? I've heard that can backfire. It can sound like a threat, like pay me or I'll leave.
It can if it's presented as a threat, but it doesn't have to be. The framing is what matters. You can say, I've done some research. Based on my understanding, the market rate for a role with this level of responsibility and impact is somewhere between X and Y. You're not making a demand. You are sharing information. You are helping your manager understand the business context outside the company walls.
And after sharing the data, then I say my number?
Then you make the request, but you connect it to everything you've just said. You say, I'd like to discuss bringing my compensation into alignment with that market value. The word is important. You are not asking for more. You are asking for alignment. It's a correction, not a Grady request. It's professional. It's detached.
Premise, rationale, market data, and then request for alignment. That's the whole structure? It seems too simple.
There is one final part. After you request alignment, you must be silent.
Silent? For how long? That would be so uncomfortable.
You wait for them to speak first. It shows you are confident in your case. You've presented a logical argument, and now you are respectfully waiting for a considered response. This structure works because it transforms the conversation from a personal plea into a collaborative business plan.
This all makes sense in theory. But what if my manager is a smart, kind person who just says, I agree you're doing great work, but the budget is frozen. There is nothing I can do. If this system is so good, why do smart people still get told no?
Because getting a no is not a failure of the system. It's just a data point. The primary goal of this conversation is not to get a yes.
What? Of course it is. The whole point is to get a raise.
The immediate point, yes. But the more important long-term goal is to establish a professional understanding of your value. If the answer is no because of budget, the conversation doesn't end. It shifts.
Shifts to what? Me being disappointed and leaving the room?
It shifts to the future. This is the fourth and final step of the script, future focus. You listen to the reason, and you acknowledge it. You can say, I understand that budgets can be tight at this time of year. I appreciate you being transparent with me.
Okay, so I acknowledge the reality. Then what?
Then you ask a collaborative question. Something like, since a salary adjustment is impossible right now, could we work together on a plan? What would need to happen over the next 6 months for us to bring my compensation into alignment with my contributions?
So you're not accepting no is the final answer forever.
You are showing that you are a partner in finding a solution. You are moving the conversation from a single event to an ongoing process. You might discuss new responsibilities, a title change, a performance plan with clear financial outcomes. A no today is only a problem if you don't know what you need to do to get a yes tomorrow.
So the entire system, it's a single process. It's not just 4 steps.
Exactly. It's one integrated thought process. You start with a collaborative premise to set the right tone. You use a clear rationale to substantiate your case with evidence, not just feelings. You introduce market data to make your request about business alignment, not personal desire. And if you encounter a constraint, you acknowledge it and pivot to a future-focused plan.
You're turning a difficult, emotional conversation into a simple project management meeting.
A calm, professional discussion about value, nothing more.
Looking back, the premise really is the most important part. If you start wrong, everything else will feel wrong.
The premise dictates the entire emotional tone of the meeting.
And I need to have my examples ready to substantiate the value I've brought, not just a list of tasks.
Yes, the rationale has to be clear and connected to business goals.
The goal is alignment. That word changes everything. It's not about me wanting more. It's about the role being worth more.
It reframes the entire purpose of the conversation.
And even if I hear a no, I have to acknowledge their point. I can't get emotional. I just need to ask about the future.
It shows maturity and commitment. It shows you're a long-term partner, not just someone trying to get a quick win.
It's strange. I'm still nervous about the meeting next week, but it feels different now. The goal isn't to win. It's just to have the right conversation.
Exactly.